eastern Belgium. The term spa itself, that's used around the world, is given in reference to the name of this very town here in the French-speaking Walloon region of Belgium. Today, the town of Spa celebrates its inclusion on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Behind me is a flag with the words, "We are proud." By the 14th century, the town of Spa became known for its abundant water resources. But it was only in the 16th century that word truly spread that the water and healthy mineral springs in the area had truly divine health properties. Soon people came over from all over Europe in search of these healthy springs. By the second half of the 18th century, this place became a vibrant meeting point for royals, artists and influential people of all kind, and soon became known as the Café of Europe. Today there are more modern, and behind me is the Thermos of Spa, a well-being and health centre which has 150 years of history. We're about to go for a quick tour around the facility here, the Therme de Spa, the spa baths, which have had a history of 150 years. Here the manager of this establishment is going to show us around.
So we are here situated on the colline of Anatilba. It is a place just above the city, so it is surrounding the city. And here we have a nice view on the city of Spa. So this building has been opened in 2004. So it was the redefinition of the thermalism in a modern way. And here in this establishment we are still perpetuating the treatments like we did more than 150 years ago. So this is one of the most beautiful views that you can find in Spa. It's really the beginning of the thermalism and the treatments in a large proportion. I would say hundreds of people were coming based on prescription from the doctors to follow cures of 2 or 3 weeks. And it was the first big establishment of the city, which was constituted with 54 treatment cabins in which a lot with bath tubes, and using the thermal waters which were provided in the thermal center. So we have 3 sources, and one is used for the treatments, one for the bath, and one to drink.
So people come here for all sorts of different treatments, right? They come here for relaxation,
yes.
They come here for well-being, health treatments.
Yes.
Can you tell us just very briefly a bit about the different kinds of services and different treatments that they have here?
Yeah, well, nowadays of course we are mainly on a wellness thermalism. It's a well-being thermalism. In the past, up until the years 1980 in Spa, we had a lot of cures, and it was based only on prescription by a doctor, and people were coming to receive those long cures. Nowadays we have no reimbursement, we don't have any social reimbursement anymore, and therefore people are coming by themselves just to spend 1 or 2 days maximum, and they're just here to relax and to discover what we did in the past, but also mixed with modern treatments.
I was wearing it on my hands like gloves.
No. We will go this way, directly in the bath. It's a bit warm inside.
Is there anywhere else would you like to take it?
Yes, we can go outside. So basically what makes the difference between a mineral natural water and a normal water from the tap is the stability of that water. It is analyzed, and every time we analyze the water it has to be constant all the time, and this is really what makes the difference between water from the tap that sometimes can be with more chlorine, sometimes less, and so on. A mineral natural water is always stable, and this stability makes it so good and so nice. Facilities over there. The colleague is coming.
Spa stand out as well. And unlike other spa locations in town centres, this really is on the outskirts. It's right there in nature. and it means people that come here to relax have this gorgeous view to enjoy and to appreciate. So that really is the uniqueness of this location.
Then we can quickly go.
Yeah. The jacuzzis and the indoor baths, the thermal baths, which are sourced from the mineral springs outside of the area.
Bonjour. So now you have the view from the above. Voilà.
Tourism here in the area?
Of course,
in
yes,
this business?
really. We had in total on the two periods we had 11 months of closure.
Oh right.
Yeah,
So this place was closed for 11 months?
11 months in total, 3 months and a half for the first confinement and June.
Right. Can I ask you a question about the UNESCO heritage, the recent announcement last week that Spa, the town of Spa, is going to be included
Yes.
onto the list. What does that mean, do you think, for the town of Spa? Does it mean maybe for you or for the establishment? Do you think it's going to help with tourism? Is it going to boost
Hopefully.
tourism?
Hopefully, now how it will affect, I don't really have any idea about that. We hope it will be positive, of course. We hope it will at least put the destination Spa back on the world map, because Spa is known for more than 300 years ago. The European aristocracy named the city of Spa as Café de l'Europe in the 17th century, and the origin of the spa concept is from here.
Yeah.
It is really the cradle of the European thermalism. It's from here, so it's nice to know that thanks to this recognition, we will most probably be able to put Spa back on the world map. But we don't know to what extent. Of course, we will get more visitors. Are they really starting to? Are they going to come from all over the world, or are we going to keep mainly the same segmentation of clientele that we have now, which is mainly national, mainly regional? So we have a few from Holland, a few from Germany, and a few from France. But really the foreigners from the other continents are very weak at the moment. So it's not even representing 5% of our clientele. So is it going to change a lot or not? We hardly can say what's going to be the impact. But
you are proud that.
Yes,
UNESCO
of course we are proud.
recognised
Yes, of
Spa
course, because I think there is something to say about Spa, and but on the other hand, Spa is a very tiny house, tiny town. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's a very tiny town with 10,000 inhabitants, which is so small compared to other thermal cities. You know, it's. It has everything, but it's very small. So it will be necessary to, if we are meant to receive so much foreigners, it will be important to be that the city is also doing the necessary, so that we can accommodate all those people who will come in the future. I mean, the city is too small to start welcoming 100,000 people. You know, it's.
But your hope is that this nomination will perhaps help Spa gain global appeal,
yes,
and attract tourists not just from the region but also from other parts of Europe. And
yes, of course, we will of course be proud to show our destination. Of course, this is nice to maybe see a different culture also in our city. But voilà, the city is based on the location is based on the preservation also, and we have to do it gradually, so that we don't alter anything also in this area, because the water is what makes the city important and known all over the world, and this water needs to be preserved, and we have to be careful about this preservation. Yes. So basically, so here we have a sauna with a very nice view from the place we were just before. Lots of experts agree to say that the word spa is coming from this city. Now, of course, the etymology of the word spa is coming from Latin sparage, which means springing, gunging, and so on. But the word spa is coming from this place, and it is around the 17th century that when the nobility came in Spa to enjoy the waters and to enjoy the cures, that they discovered the city of Spa. And we are talking about an English guy, I can't remember his name, who crossed the sea to go back to Britain, and started to use that word spa. And quickly, that was England actually who took this word to spread it, to adapt it to all the wellness centers, thermal centers around the world. But the word has been brought from the city of Spa here, and a lot of experts is saying the same. Right. I mean, this source is coming from Wikipedia, so I believe it. Quickly, without any word, I show you. Yeah, some people are listening.
I think a lot of
Yes, of course. I feel really relaxed since we arrived in Spa 2 hours ago, and we discovered the jacuzzi, the sauna, the hammam, and all that's really great. And yeah, we had a good time between girls.
Okay, which part is your favorite?
I really like the hammam. Which one is the one without the fog? I don't know. The sauna, yeah. The sauna was my favorite, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day here.
Thank you.
Bye.
So, as I said earlier, we have about 200,000 visitors per year, in which we have about 30,000 people coming for treatments. In the Clementine water, and it's alternation between cold and hot water on the legs. So it is very efficient on the in order to make some drainage. So it for the people who have ödem problems, you know, when the legs, yeah, exactly. Okay. That kind of treatment is very efficient. So but you have to like cold water because sometimes it's hot. And during the treatments, which last about 20 minutes, you have an alternation between the hot and cold water, right, which makes the activation of the blood, and then helps to reduce the edema in the legs.
So radical change in temperature helps.
D'accord. Vous avez vécu là-bas?
J'ai un peu vécu là-bas, ouais. J'ai fait un master en rapport avec ça.
D'accord.
Là, je suis en train de
So people who have some domestic accidents, and they are sometimes burned on the 80% of the body, they go first to hospital, and after a few months, once they get the cicatrice, they can come here, and it really relieves from the pain from the burn, and it also supple the burns, because you know when you are burned, the skin is becoming very hard, and without pigmentation, it's all white. And when those people are coming here after a few days with this water, they start to see the pigmentation coming back, and also it relieves from you know when it's crashing, when you are burned like a sunburn.
Is this people with first-degree burns or with second-degree burns?
Secondary, yeah.
Secondary burns. And they're sent from the hospital here, or do they
No, it's after a few months. The cicatrization has to be at a certain level before coming here. Right. But so we receive groups of adults or group of children, and it was 2 weeks ago. We had the first group of this year, because we were closed in the first semester, and we had this time only eight children. And they came for 2 weeks of treatments here. and it's very nice to see. It's very, very nice for our staff also to follow those children, because it has a very good effect on the body, so physical effects, but also emotionally, because those children are suffering every day and night. So they are relieved, but also they are sometimes they're putting themselves aside from the society because they are burned. Yeah. And thanks to those two weeks of treatments, all together, all in the same situation, it's starting to reconnect with the others, and it's very, so the effect is also on the psychological way. Yeah. You know? All music, which is working with.
Peel the skin off, or
well, the peeling is done by a therapist. Huh? So first you are peeled. Okay. You receive the peeling here on the bed, and once the peeling is done, we pack the body. Yes, we pack it with those tissues. Then this is coming up, and this platform is going down in the water.
So you're submerged in the water.
Yes, exactly, and then you are in levitation on the bed. This is the peat bath. This one. So here you can feel it. We have the peat. The peat is like la tourbe. It's like mud. That we
yes, it's like wet soil, basically.
Yeah, in the Ardennes here, above the city of Spa, in the Fagne, we are extracting the mud from the ground. It's very special. This is the only place in Belgium where we can still do that kind of treatment here. So at its name, the person is inside the bath, and I have to go inside. You are the client, I am the therapist, and I'm doing the treatments with the pressure. So this is the reason why the therapist needs to have space all around the client.
I know you also place a great emphasis on cultural preservation. I wondered what you try and do here at the centre to try and make sure that the area is well maintained and well preserved.
Making sure that we do the necessary, so that if suddenly a lot of visitors are coming, that this small city is ready to absorb this demand without impacting the nature, of course. That is most important.
I don't know if you have much experience of welcoming Chinese tourists here, but do you hope perhaps with this new UNESCO nomination that Spa will maybe be able to host more people coming from China and tourists and so on?
Well, we had quite a lot of Chinese tourists up until 2019, rather through groups actually. And for such a small city and such a small thermal center, it was sometimes hard to accommodate groups, I must say. I have to be honest.
This is one of the water.
This water comes immediately from that. Look at this, le petit train. You see?
Yeah,
yes.
This is typical of Spa as well. For instance, when we will go back, eventually 500 meters, I will show you another spring.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the characteristics of Spa?
Well, without being too proud, everywhere in the world, even in China, when you use SPA, Spa, it comes really from that town. Because at the 15th century, they was coming from Amsterdam, Stockholm, south of France, to drink the water. They were speaking about a miraculous water. It was, of course, exaggerating. But look at me, I'm 129 years old and look like... No, we sell the water for the biggest part in Holland. Because in Holland they do not have that much. But
the history of Spa really begins. So there are lots of talks about the 14th, 13th century where they first discovered the water resources, but then it was really around the 16th century that things kicked off.
It's true.
And then slowly in the 17th and 18th century, the bourgeoisie, the nobility, sort of flocked over here.
That's it.
So according to you, when did history really start? And
it's more, I will say, 16th century that the real development came. First of all, because we have a period of relatively peaceful. Second, because there are writers who start to notice that those springs make a good effect on health. Third, because the print, l'imprimerie, is developing everywhere. So if somebody is writing a story, he's able to make
spread the word.
to spread all over. And you are in the relatively center of Europe in Spa, close to Holland, France, Germany, and so on. So they came from everywhere. The place was named Le Café de l'Europe. It was a way to say that if you wait a little bit to a terrace at a cafe, you will meet a famous opera singer, or you will meet maybe a prince who is in exile because there was a civil war in England, or maybe a younger lady who is writing a story in South France, and so on and so on.
So did they come for well-being, or did they come just for entertainment, social gathering? Was it a mixture of both?
Yes, a mix of both. First of all, surely to drink the water. Now, if you drink the water with iron, it's not a good taste. The water used by the water factory Spa Monopole is without iron, and they say that it's washing the kidney. Nowadays, a problem of our way of life is that we're eating too much. We have a sedentary life, not enough sport, and so on. So to have a water with low mineralize give you, like for a baby, a lady who is awaiting a baby, it's a good way to wash your organism. No, in the same time, in the past, it was well known that you could meet whatever you are. If you had a trouble in your country with a civil war, if there was a religion problem there and so on, you could meet here. If you were friendly, I would not say where do you come from and so on, what do you think about, and so on and so on.
So can you tell us a little bit about the story behind this
Yes.
footprint here? What does it represent? Where does it come from? And what's the legend behind it?
Yes, a friar whose name is Remaclus, coming from South France, stopped here. He was on its way to Stavelot-Malmedy to build a monastery, an abbey, and on the way, sleeping here, the legend say that his left foot left a mark on the stone here. And as he was a miraculous man, they say, the lady who are drinking of dead water and then stepping there might have a lot of children.
So women who drink the water from the mineral spring,
Yes.
and then place their foot here,
That's it.
will become pregnant.
Yes.
Should we have a quick look here down?
Yes.
So this, as far as I've understood,
Yes.
is one of the principal mineral springs here in the town of Spa.
That's it.
And it was a very popular spring in the 16th and 17th century. Can you maybe elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, not only this one, people were walking from a spring to another, approximately half a day, drinking from that waters. There were some doctors who were pretending to know that this spring is especially good for that, and that spring for that, and so on. But of course there was a lot of exaggeration, and they were making money of that. What is sure is that drinking water can only be good.
So this has healing properties then?
This is healing property, that's surely, yes. There was probably a psychological effect. People who are walking together, meeting together, having dinner together and so on, or maybe a love affair and plenty of things, that it was helping for the health